following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com.
What up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Getting Loser or Starting a Podcast. It's your boy, Cheetah.
It's your boy from the east side today. I was from the west side last week. Today's the east side. It's your boy, Chop.
That's a little better.
Can't ever just be normal.
I don't know.
It's your boy, Yoder.
I thought we agreed last week that we were going to let Yoder go second from now on. Because you be doing too much.
Nah. Not happening today, homie.
All right, well, then you got to shorten it, all right? Because you can't be letting Yoder follow up all this nonsense you be doing.
Gotcha. The viewers like that shit.
No, they don't.
Look,
I just got an email from a viewer. Please stop immediately.
I got an email from a viewer. Why is Chop not in the captain's chair?
I just got a different email. Sorry, meant to send that to you, Cheetah. Got a follow-up email. Yoder, no notes. You're perfect. Good man.
Over here, Chops is over here just doing his thing.
What's up, boys? Back again, another week.
Yes.
How are things?
Good. How was your week?
Ooh, we just switched it on them.
You asked me first. My God, this is beautiful. It's alright. Not much to report. I haven't been doing much. Pretty tired. I was telling Yoder on the way here that yesterday I finally had a day where I wasn't depressed and hating myself, so I decided to do a little cleaning in my house. You know, which was nice. Cleaned a little bit up. Washed my couch cushions for the couch I sit on when I game. You know, had lots of chips in there and stuff and whatnot, all the man stuff, you know.
Right.
So I did that. That was pretty nice, but my legs started to hurt from, like, you know, getting up and off the ground, you know. Because on my days off, I usually don't do nothing. So my body was like, bro, why are you working out right now?
Right.
You know? And then I forgot to turn my heat back on last night before I went to bed, and it got cold last night. So it got cold in my place, and I had my fan on, so that made my legs hurt even more because of the cold weather. And then I went to work today, and I had to move a bunch of beds all day. So I got out of work, and I was literally... Yoder's texted me telling me he's on the way, and I, like, groaned because I was upset. I was like, But I'm here, so. Also, yesterday, I got bored, and I needed a reason to... I haven't played on my PlayStation in a while. So I needed a reason to play with it, so I was like going through my games that I have on there just to see anything I haven't played through. So, like, last year, this guy I know... this guy Brandon, I know, good buddy of mine, bought me a copy of Cyberpunk 2077. Because he was like, once they put all the updates in and shit, man, the game got a lot better, I'm telling you. He said, I'll even buy a copy for you to play so you can replay it. So I'm like, okay, you know what, I'll re-download it. I downloaded it, started playing through it, played through, like, the first, like, main mission before the title card. Now that's all I can fucking think about. I want to keep playing. I had so much fun with it. This shit was great.
Really?
Oh, it was so good. Now it's all. My plan was to come home after work, and then before I left for the pod, play the game. But I got caught up doing other shit, and now that's all I could think about. I was like, as soon as I go home from here, I want to go play.
Is it a physical copy?
No, it's digital on my PlayStation. I'm super hyped. It's fucking great so far. The whole, like, I was playing, like, this whole first mission, and my buddies, like, kept texting me like, "Oh, get on Xbox, get on Rivals." And I'm like, yeah, I'll be there in like 10 minutes, man. They text me like 8:30. I'm like, I'll be there by... Or no, they text me like 7:30. I was like, I'll be there by 8. Because I'm like, I'm probably almost done with this mission anyways. I didn't realize this fucking mission was the whole first, like, mission before the title card of the game. So it was like all this shit. And, like, next thing I know, one thing ends and another thing's starting up. And it's like a mission you can't get out of. I didn't end up getting on till like almost 9:30. And they're like, you said 8, not 9 o'clock. And I'm like, listen, man. I didn't know this mission was going to be this long, okay? I said, I just went through a lot of emotional abuse right now, and now I got to jump on Rivals to you guys. But yeah, it was a great game, dude. The whole first mission's fucking wild, bro. They drop a bomb on you so quickly into the game, and it's just like, holy fuck. Like, I can't believe they just did that. But it's super good, and I'm probably gonna play some more when I get home. Maybe, I don't know. I also gotta watch Reacher, so maybe not.
Yes.
Been watching?
Yes.
You got a new chick he's working with? Hot. Duffy?
Mm-hmm.
Hot. Sometimes I'll lay in my bed nude while I'm watching, and I just watch her, you know? But not in like a weird way. Just like, oh, I guess that's kind of weird either way.
So I thought the Russian servant was hot.
Hot,
I
right?
had to go kill her
She
off.
was, bro. What the fuck? Yeah, what the fuck?
They're talking about man shit over here. I'm sponsoring our show over here. Look at this. Look at these shirt over boys. I wish we got more of these. Come on, man. Look at
What
this.
the fuck are you talking about, man? We're in the middle of talking about Reacher. You got a 1 second mind.
You talk about Reacher. I'm just.
Yeah, you can't just cut to, hey, man, we're promoting our shirts today. Like, calm down over there. What were we saying? Oh, you know who's great? You know, I think was a great choice for this season? Anthony Michael Hall. Guy
Yeah.
that plays the villain,
Yes.
the dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him, dude. I think he's a great choice for a villain. He's fantastic in this season. Same with the other dude, the one that plays Quinn.
Yeah.
That dude's
yeah.
fucking great,
Yeah.
dude. He's been a villain in a lot of shit. He's fucking great as a villain too. I'm just waiting for fucking because
Those Asian guys.
yeah, before the season's over, Reacher and Paul, you're gonna go at him, man. I'm waiting for that because that's gonna be a good fight. That's gonna be a good
They
fight.
have to.
That was my question. When are they fighting? In the last episode or in the next episode?
Dude, I need to see them fight soon because it's gonna be good.
That's going to be a good fight.
Oh yeah,
Especially because he kind of got the best of him a little bit the
Yeah.
one time. So he's ready. Now he was like a little scared and shit. Like, man, so he's got to be ready. He's got to be like pumped up, right?
oh yeah. It's gonna be blow for blow for sure.
Yeah,
It's
you gotta
gonna be
wait in the
wild.
gut, let him go down.
You think it'll be the last episode or?
I don't know. I think I'm not sure. I never really know with Reacher, man, because they kind of, you know what I mean. Every time I think something's coming, then they're like, no, we're gonna wait. You know what I mean?
This show was cool. It had a lot of misdirects because at first I thought that like Anthony Michael Hall was going to be like a bit of the bad guy, and then you realize he's just like a
Yeah,
pawn.
he's just like a middleman, basically. Yeah,
He gonna
got
make
caught
it?
up in the wrong thing, and then
Think he's going to die?
I hope not,
I hope
man.
not.
I hope this convinces him to do the right thing and be a dad finally, and just
Okay.
him and his kid
That's
just
kind of
disappear.
what I'm hoping
yeah,
too.
That's what he
I'm
leaned-
hoping for.
yeah. I hope they just get out of there, man, and just disappear.
Yeah, he does something to let them
Yeah.
get away.
Yeah, I hope
Because he
so.
told Richard to back off.
Yeah,
Let him be the
yeah.
bodyguard
I
of
hope
his son.
maybe even Reacher will help him somehow. You know,
And they
help
cut
him get
away, like,
maybe.
because in the last episode they cut away, and he's like, "I want a match in set." So, what does that mean? Do you think he
Yeah.
like
Dude, I
did
hope
it to
not,
the
man.
son's ear,
hope
or do you think
not.
it did Anthony Michael's Hall's
Oh,
ear?
he might. Oof.
I can't wait. I just love that show.
Yeah,
just
I love
can't
that
wait.
show too. It's great. That's if I could recommend probably any show right now, I'd probably recommend that one. It's pretty fucking good. Also, I
The
think
scene with what's her name, his friend,
Neegly?
Neegly. That's
Ah,
that
I'd
shit,
love
and that reminded me of like something out of like Die Hard.
Yeah,
you know, like
she's
when
great.
in the office and stuff. That was just
she's
so
great.
good.
I love her.
Yeah.
She's getting her own show too. She's getting a
Oh,
spin-off
really?
show. Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I
I'll
love
be
her. She's
tuning
awesome.
into that one too.
yeah, she's great. That whole show is casted well.
Yeah,
Everyone in it's great.
a lot of good misdirects on that show.
Yeah, yeah. That's a show you should watch next, Sean. It's Reacher. You'd love that. Lots of action. You'd love that show, dude. I'm telling you. It's right up your
Reacher?
alley. It's right up your alley.
Reacher.
Dude, it's literally got Thad Castle from Blue Mountain State. You would love that show.
What platform?
It's on Prime Video.
Ooh.
You would love that show, I'm telling you. It's a great show.
Yep.
Yeah, I got
That's one show
distracted.
that I actually watch continuously.
Yeah, me too. I never miss an episode.
That Lincoln Lawyer.
I don't watch that, but that and like Yellow Jackets, I'll immediately watch the episode as soon as it comes out.
I have to watch Yellow. I haven't.
Oh, it's so fucking good. Yo.
That and the 99 Bodies on the LG Plus looks good too.
Hold on. Before we continue, breaking news. Clemson just got defeated. There goes 15 million people's brackets right there. They went down the drain because of that loss. Creatine. I picked creatine. Yeah. I got like 4 picks. I got 4. I know she was talking about movies, but this is March Madness. The only reason I like March Madness is because you get these underdog teams that beat them.
Well,
I gotta check my brackets if I really got my
10 o'clock tonight. You got Michigan and San Diego State.
Oh, I guess I had to say.
5 against number 12.
I had a feeling because I know 12s usually be 5s.
Yes.
That might be upset tonight.
I'm scared.
Jock alert.
Woo woo.
But I'm on 1. I got Michigan winning all.
Well, obviously I do.
Obviously, I do.
Yeah, but yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, Yoder.
Oh.
Sorry, Yoder. You know how to fuck
No,
with
but
it.
then again, I like for one bracket, I picked Michigan. But then my one bracket, I picked number 12 seed being 5. It is unfortunately Michigan.
Yeah. Well, that's why Michigan.
But
Michigan
then again,
fans are upset because you have Wisconsin, who Michigan beat twice, at number 3.
Wisconsin.
You got Purdue, who Michigan beat once, at 3. And another bracket. And Michigan won the Big Ten.
I'm not gonna
And
lie to
they're
you
a
guys,
5 seed.
man. Whatever
You
you're
have
talking about
no-
right now sounds like gibberish to me. I don't understand any of it. I mean, I'm glad you guys have got something to be hyped about, but literally right over my head. I don't understand nothing.
but
It's
then
okay
again,
that you guys got March Madness. I got movies.
TV show.
Right.
and TV
Then again,
shows.
the 8 and 9 spot, you never know what's going on with that.
I get it from my father. My father loved it. In fact, today was the day that I usually, when I was in high school,
That's pretty cool.
would stay
At least
home.
you got a good. At least you got something good to remember about. it.
Watch.
Well, my perfect bracket's over now. Fuck you, Clemson. You can't do the job. Finish your job.
See, I got loving Buffalo Bills. That's what I got for my deal. So that's about the only thing I know about is the Bills. Which I didn't know shit for years. I had no idea what any of it meant for years.
Speaking,
And I would literally just watch a game, like, yeah. I'd be like, is that good? Yeah, that's good.
speaking of the Bills, they got screwed.
Don't start, man.
Wait, how you mean they got screwed?
2 of the
Yeah, they
two of
fucking
Wait,
got
wait, hold
two
on.
guys.
Hold on. You've been talking freestyle this whole time. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, Yoder, you're not even talking in your mic, man. You got your mic a half a foot away from your mouth.
the Bills got screwed because 2 of their picks that they just got are going to be suspended for 6 weeks 6 weeks because of peds.
If we continue on, no. If we continue on, the nerds.
Oh my! All right, calm down.
Can we say nerds on the air?
Nerd. This isn't a fucking
Good
product
movie, by the way.
spotlight. What?
Good movie.
It was a good movie.
Revenge.
Nerds.
But I just hate how the man Booger was just putting that dorm because he was just an outcast.
He just put that down because he's fucking weird.
Aren't we
He was
all?
the man, though. Also, shout out to Lewis, man, for pulling that baddie. Even though when you look back at it now, should he have pulled her like that? You know, I feel like there's like a thin line there of how appropriate that might have been. Yeah.
Wait, are you talking about 2 different defensive tackles that got suspended for 6 games because of PCP?
No, peds. PED.
Whatever, PCB.
So say I hope they got more than 6 games for PCP. What the fuck?
The one
Jesus.
is saying that it was from the strength conditioning coach from the Rams.
Well, I know the one guy they picked up, they knew about it when they got him. When they picked him up, they already knew. But then
He
the
was
other guy
shocked.
they got, they didn't know until they had already started like the process of getting them.
Nobody ever knows. It's like I was shocked. It was always the defense. Some guy gave it to him.
Yeah.
It's always like I was innocent. I was
didn't
just
do my
drinking
due
my water,
diligence.
and it tasted funny, but I didn't realize there was whatever in it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then that poor guy has to go down.
Yeah, it's. I mean, the only good thing, the only saving grace is hopefully that them, hopefully they're only picking these guys up to use when it comes to like the playoff push. So maybe they won't be as much of a loss. Maybe, hopefully. We'll never know. You know what I mean? It's still unknown at this point.
We have to keep up with New England.
Yeah, because they're gonna be such a threat.
They got Mac.
Ah. Oh yeah, and I forgot. They yesterday I seen that Stephon Diggs was visiting with them.
What's up with him and his Instagram?
I think it was just because it was the anniversary of when he got traded to the Bills.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to it. I think at the end of the day, Josh Allen, they're going to let Josh Allen make the final decision on something like that. And I know Josh has still got love for the dude, but I don't think he'd want him back, honestly.
Yeah.
He's too much of a fucking diva when he left, bro.
Well, I heard a lot of
He left with, in like...
a lot of drama between the two.
Yeah.
And the ex.
Well, it's because he couldn't get behind the, everybody eats mentality. He always wanted the ball and shit. Like, yeah, man, we get it, but, can't continue to give you the ball when they know that's what we're going to do.
Right.
Got to change it up, man. But who knows? Yeah, I think it was just, I think he was just trying to stir up drama in the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
Just like he did last, every offseason we had him, he was always posting some subliminal about something, getting people all riled up. So I think it was just that, him just, who knows? But it's funny that, if he goes to New England, like, bro,
you can get booed.
and you're gonna, you know what I mean? You literally had your best chance at a Super Bowl with Buffalo, and you fucked that up. Now you're gonna just bounce around to
journeyman.
Yeah, crappy teams until you leave the NFL.
I'll play for the Jets next.
Probably. Maybe that's what he wants to do. Maybe he wants the trifecta.
Or the quad.
Oh yeah, the quad. That's what he wants. Maybe he'll go to fucking Dayball. Then go to the Giants. They're gonna do good sometime. Maybe in like 50 years finally.
That is weird. Stefan, they put all his Bills pictures back up.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's just a lot of people were saying that it might have just been because it was the anniversary of when he got picked or when he got traded to the Bills.
Makes sense.
So maybe he was just celebrating that maybe,
or
he could have just been trying to stir up drama
or troll the Bills fans.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, well, I might come back. No, we don't.
Yeah, like fucking Cole Beasley did it when he finally got cut. He spent like tons of time on Twitter just trolling Bills fans. And
yeah, and then he came back.
Posting shit basically just to like piss off Bills fans. So.
Yo, what was your opinion about them signing Mac to the Patriots?
I don't know, man. I was upset about it at first because I thought that the Bills would let him go. But then Brandon Beane said that they wanted to bring Mac back and that he ended up leaving. So, like, what happened there? That, like, is it just he went there because he wanted more money before, Which, if you're going to just chase a bag, you know what I mean? More respect to you. I respect you for it. But if the Bills are willing to bring you back for a little less money, why not come back to the Bills?
Right.
I think the opportunity was because New England's like, oh, fuck it.
Yeah, maybe they're like, oh, we're willing to drop a stack on you. You know what I mean? Like, we're willing to drop some big money on you to come here. You know what I mean? But
I'm going to miss his outfits,
yeah.
his entrance.
I don't think the New England fans are going to appreciate him as much as Buffalo fans did. They're already hating on him.
Oh,
when New England posted about getting him, they're like, oh, you got to stop with that no shoes shit, bro. That shit's corny.
Dude, that's his life.
Like, that's literally his thing, dude. That's his whole thing.
Yo, I like watching him on, I still follow him on the social medias.
Yeah, he's fucking
like,
hilarious.
well, today, this is how you clean out your dryer vents.
Yeah, during the off season,
how
he was
you roll a
posting
cord
a
up.
bunch of shit like, this is Mac's home improvement hacks and shit. It was fucking hilarious.
No, but he's been doing shoeless since he was in
yeah, that's literally his whole thing.
He says he don't believe no shoes. The only time he has shoes on if it's required for him to play. He thinks cats are evil, and he won't eat no vegetables because not good for him.
Hey man, believe in what you want to believe in.
Right.
But then again,
except for the cats, that's a little too far.
But then again, he had those clinch plays.
I'm not gonna lie. When we first got him, I was like, "Dude, why'd they fucking sign this? This dude's a fucking bum." And then he started making clutch play after clutch play, and I'm like, "Okay, never mind. I'm gonna shut my mouth. I don't know nothing." Obviously, you guys saw some, and we didn't. So
right.
But I feel like we just like talked about my day, and then just like went on a super long rant and forgot what we were doing. So
Yoda, how was your day?
Chop, how was your day?
You see something different?
How was your week or whatever?
Yeah,
or day?
A little trim.
Yeah, I tried. I tried to shave the mustache, and of course, I got the mustache. Okay, whatever. I go to this little part right here.
Oh my god, dude, you gotta get rid of that, man. Don't nobody like that. You gotta get rid of that fucking thing.
The tickler, I got rid of it. Then I started. Oh fuck! I go this way, then I go this way, I go underneath.
So you gotta get like one like me and yours, where ours connect all the way, man. That's why it doesn't look as bad for us, because ours connect. It all flows
Then
into
again,
one
I was
thing.
like, okay, I take the guard off and start doing. This is the tricky part.
I get mine professionally done because if I trim mine, I'll be like you. I'm like, oh fuck.
I used to get-
Yoder's got the perfect. Like your shit blends all perfectly, dude. I wish mine blended that.
I wish
good.
mine would go like this right here. Boom.
Like yours blends perfectly, dude. I'm jealous. This is probably the best my beard's ever looked, though. My boss cut it for me. This is probably the best it's ever looked.
Hey, you got it for
It
free.
looks great. Yeah, she hooked me up.
My boy Cam at Underdog.
Yeah, she hooked me up. I was supposed to have a date on Wednesday, so she cut my hair for me, so I didn't look like a hobo. And then the girl ended up getting stomach flu. So
And related news,
lucky me.
Life of Cheetah happens.
Yeah. We'll reschedule. We'll figure
Yeah,
it out.
I'm hoping she doesn't
Oh,
take
shit.
I hope she doesn't take you to midget wrestling. Ban you for some nerds.
Shut the fuck. Why you got? You're the second person that brought that up today.
Really?
Yeah, one of the guys I work with today brought that up. Like, I just gotta keep reminding me, man. I'm Vietnam flashbacks. How
Hey, but-
scared I was.
But you at least kind of got out of your comfort zone.
How scared and alone I was.
Like this Saturday, you want to catch Getting Loser. We're going to be at the rec room.
Nope, we're not going.
I don't give a fuck what he says.
We're quitting.
Hold on, let me finish.
Today's our farewell show.
Let me fucking finish my saying. You want to see us in person, Getting Loser? We'll be at the rec room March 22nd to see the band. Get what's that band called? Oh, Losers Club.
Let me finish my sentence. He don't even know the band.
Losers Club. That was a great episode. We had him on for almost 3 hours that day. They want to support him, support us. If you want to come and say what up to, we can sign a little merch bill.
I hope they got a merch table. I want to buy a hoodie. You ever see their one? I gotta show you the picture of their one hoodie, dude. It's so sick. It's like a smiley face on the back, but it's like cracked open. And on the inside, it's like the smiley face is melting. And it says, "Shit still sucks, but I've never felt better." It's a lyric from one of their songs. It's my favorite song. He's like, "Shit still sucks, but I've never felt better." Yeah. Yoder's gonna pick me up first on the way there. We're gonna hold hands the whole time,
How's that going to work?
like
We're gonna talk about
boyfriends. What do you mean? How's that gonna work? Let me
Man.
just give a little. Let me give a little insider info to the listeners about what happened the other day. We have a group chat, the four of us, me and Chop and Yoder and Fiden, the four of us who are all going to the show on Saturday. Fiden literally basically lays out exactly what's going to happen Saturday, what we're doing, what the plan is. And Chop responds like, "Oh, I'll probably just meet you guys there." And Fiden's like, "Oh, well, why?" And he's like, "Well, I don't know what's going on." And he's like, "What do you mean you don't know what's going on? We literally just said what's going on." And he still didn't understand. So I just wanted to give you guys a little insight of what it's like to have to deal with Chop outside of the pod. He doesn't make it easy to be his friend. But he's our special little boy, so
yes, special.
he's our special little guy.
yes, special boy.
We gotta make sure we get him back to the insane asylum early tonight. I heard they're having hot fudge sundaes for
When
snack.
the fuck did we get ice cream?
When the fuck did we get ice cream?
Gotta go to Dee
I heard these people already on there. Like, of course, my one friend is on there. Is like, oh, DD's open up.
Is he
Click-
fat?
No, you know him.
Anybody been there yet?
No,
This
not
year?
yet.
No.
I'm
Oh,
waiting.
okay.
I love DD's.
He's been a co-host with us,
Oh,
Mike. But yeah,
I go there all. I used to go there all the time when I was a
Maybe
kid.
we get them to be sponsors,
Kind
That'd
of
be
Google
cool.
sponsor
or
right
just give us ice cream.
Yeah, even better.
Hey,
I'll
Work
take
for ice
that.
cream.
there. Or we have ice cream right here.
I'm sorry, I'm jumping in because now we're talking about ice cream. What's your,
That's
okay.
what's your favorite ice cream? At Dee At Dee Dee's. It doesn't have to be your favorite ice cream like at home. Just what's your favorite ice cream there?
That's a good one.
Yeah, give me a second.
You know what? I don't know. I feel like this is kind of a cop-out answer because it is an ice cream place. But, like, when I go there, I usually don't get ice cream. I usually get, like Like one of those lemon icy things.
Yeah.
Them things are fucking
That was my dad
bomb,
loved
dude.
that, man.
Yeah, my dad loves those too. They're the bomb.
That Italian ice.
Oh yeah, no one ever made it as good as Didi's. Dude.
That's what my dad would say. Yep.
Yeah, they were the best. There.
Except you know what? Because he used to go to, remember downtown by the hospital back when I was a kid, it was called Asker's.
Oh, I don't
It was
remember
like a
that.
real,
That's before
like
my
if
time.
you, like where there's like a Rite Aid building there now, but
Yeah.
across the street, like in the corner there was something called Asker's, and it was just there was no tables or nothing. It was just like a building, and you went up to the counter, and it was called Asker's. And it was like there for years and years. And when I was a kid, we always went there. So, but was the best Italian ice. And I think those guys kind of figured out how
Yeah.
Asker's did it. and
Yeah,
picked it up
that-
there.
That was all. I used to. We lived on like 91st when I was real young, so we used to go to Didi's all the time as a family. And me and my dad would always get the lemon ice. They were the best. I love those shits.
Oh yeah, I was speaking. My favorite flavor, if I had to go ice cream base, it has to either be Panapal. I got a few. Ultimate brownie. I like the cheesecakes one.
Can't ever
Oh,
just pick
cheesecake
one,
ice
can
cream is real good.
I think they got a new one. Midnight blueberry, blackberry cheesecake. I might have to try that one.
I'm going for ice cream when we get out. forget the beer, forget the pizza. I'm going for ice cream.
That's
Can't
the
ever
best.
just
That's the
pick
best.
one.
That's the best thing about living in West New York. We got pizza, beer, ice cream.
I mean, that's probably why so many people get stuck here. Because it's like, why would you want to leave? You got all the best shit
But
here.
if you think about it,
That's what
then
got Josh Allen to stay here.
Till you go outside and then you get stabbed somewhere, and then you're like, oh, this is why you didn't leave.
but
Well,
I
they
was,
could, but anyway.
Oh,
what's
that's
your
true.
what's your favorite flavor?
Basic answer, but
Mint chocolate chip.
motherfucker, I knew it. I knew it was gonna be basic.
That wasn't basic.
That's a basic answer. Actually, not that. I guess not really, because not a lot of people like mint chocolate chip.
Because they don't want to eat toothpaste.
Yeah.
Or cookie dough.
Damn. Oh, I love cookie dough.
Cookie dough.
I used to love cookie dough. When I was, you know what I actually had for the very first time ever was at Didi's was All American,
Oh yeah.
and it became one of my favorite ice creams for years. And the first time I ever had it was at Didi's.
But I was saying before we asked for favors, before Mr. Rich over there is like, "Hey, what's your favorite flavor, by the way? Oh, ice cream now." I was saying, I'll click on the picture, and these people's like, "You could buy this ice cream at the store for cheaper."
That's like that. Like we got ice cream at home, is that right? But there's something about going to an ice cream
Yeah,
place.
it's like the feeling you get.
It's
when you go
melting all over your hands
Yeah,
and
it's
crap
about
in
the
the parking lot.
experience.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're out of the house.
there. Yeah, it's a nice.
But you
That's
tell-
why people don't like to do it because they're fucking miserable. and they
Have
wanna
you ever
stay in
been?
the house
Have
all
you
the
ever
time.
been down to like I went golfing last year with my buddies down to Youngstown, Ohio. Have you ever been there?
No.
So like, or any place like that. But like, we found this like place called Handles or something. I just looked it up. It's like homemade ice cream. They make it in the place. Like it doesn't go anywhere.
Hoover's too.
Like, or places like that
Yeah,
where they
Hoover's
make
is
the
great,
ice
too. They
cream.
got great
Like
ice
then
cream.
they'll have like their flavors and stuff. That I like.
I love stuff like
We
that.
went for golfing like for 3 days. We went there like 4 times.
Yeah.
Like I ate like a pound of ice cream. I think like every time I went. Like it was just crazy.
Yeah, that's the best. I love places
crazy.
like that.
There's a place in Kenmore, King's Cordial. They make their own ice cream,
Okay.
and I like it because it's open all year round. So when it's 25 degrees, you can go get ice cream.
Yeah, I love places like that. I like places that the stuff is good, but also you get like a good experience out of it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were like,
That's
"Oh,
nice,
I
too.
could go to the store and get like, but I can't. Right now, I can't go to the store and get orange pineapple."
And even if you could, man, get out of the fucking house, do something.
Right.
Who cares, man?
No, I'm not.
You might have to pay a little more. I'm not
You know-
saying you, but I'm saying you might have to pay a little more. But who cares, man? It's about the experience.
They were also talking about they were exposing the girls being under. Like,
Oh my god,
like I'm just reading. It's just like okay, whatever.
so stupid. It's been like that literally since I was a kid. They probably wear it fucking short because it gets fucking hot in there, man. Running back and forth all day, filling ice cream and shit, probably gets fucking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't remember. Well, I don't,
Yeah,
know if
It's
you
literally always packed every time you go by there.
I don't know if you remember. There was a waitress at Judy's. Her name was Tony.
Mhm.
She also worked at Didi's, and she was pretty hot.
Man, when I was a kid, man, when I'd go in Didi's, that was one of my favorite parts, man. I'd be like, oh, give me some ice cream. And I'd see all the girls, I'm like, yeah. When I was like 6, 7, 8, man, you know, thinking I had a chance with high school girls. And I'd be like, oh, they'd be like, here you go, sweetheart. And I'd be like, Mom, she called me sweetheart.
He's like, you
That's
know,
the best part.
She said, you know, she's just doing it to try to get more money out of you.
Exactly. And they got me every time. Now I go in there, it's like, you know what I mean? It's fucking girls like my cousin's age, and I'm just like, whatever, man. Just give me some ice cream. Ice cream's good. I'll keep coming back. I don't care about anything else. Yeah, I always liked these too, because I don't know who owns it now, but when I was a kid, the owners were always super nice too. You know what I mean? They'd always come out and like say hello to people and shit. It was always cool.
When I was a kid, my favorite ice cream was bubblegum.
Bubblegum's a good flavor. I mean, I'm not anymore because it tastes like ass now, but yeah, I like experience. When we went to when me and my dad went with Matt and them to the Hall of Fame in Ohio, we that place he took us to, that grilled cheese place, man, that was fucking awesome. It's called like the Melt or whatever. That place was sick, dude. I'd go back just for that place alone. That place was badass. And the food was super good, dude. Where?
Hall of Fame.
It was my first time ever. It was awesome. It was cool as hell there. I don't even really know a lot about football, but even I had a good time. It was fun. I want to go again. I want to go meet my brother and my dad one of these days or one of these years.
What? Hall of Fame?
Hall of Fame, yeah.
How about us? A road trip, blogging.
I don't fucking like you guys.
Yoda.
I'm only here so I don't get fined.
How about? Oh, you take the martial line. You took my line. Why I use all the time.
I've never heard you say it once in your life.
I'm just here not to get fined. Martial lines. What's your game plan? I'm just here not to get fined.
Mm-hmm. Yoder, how was your week? We keep being distracted. You know we got tiny brains.
Yes. It was good. No deer. However.
Ooh.
There is a however.
Oh boy. A big butt.
Jordan calls me Saturday night. I'm at a dinner party.
Yeah, a dinner party. Fancy.
The last dinner party. And
Get out.
he had did a delivery on this farm. So the driveway was like one of those driveways that are 2 miles long. And this is a stone driveway. It was warm, so all the snow has thawed now. So it's just a swamp. And he was making the delivery, completed it, and was leaving. And the driveway split into like a Y.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, if you veered right, it went into the cornfield.
Theater.
But he didn't see the field.
Oof.
And he got stuck.
Damn.
You know, we were laughing. I'm laughing where he laughed because I'm not laughing at you because of that.
So the landowner, called the police. They, in turn, called for a tow truck. Now, when the police call the tow truck, it's considered an emergency tow. So now they got to stop what they're doing. They come to this guy's house.
Damn.
$652.
Of course.
Damn.
Of course.
I really get smoked by a deer at that moment.
So
I'd rather kiss my first cousin.
That's weird.
So I get him calmed down, and Sunday morning, we go to we meet in Lockport. We went to Transit Car Wash, but they also do oil changes and tires and all that. But apparently their website is wrong. They're not open on Sundays. So we went to Mavis Tire, and they lifted it up and checked the tie rod ends and the bushings, the shocks. No damage, just a lot of mud. So he's got a membership to Delta Sonic. So we went to Delta Sonic and drove through like 10 times.
There goes going the Delta Sonic 600.
But luckily no damage.
Well, that's good. It's a plus.
So I guess the guy came out yelling at him.
In his underwear? With a shotgun? Like the movies? Yeah. What are you doing on my land?
What do I do? I'm like,
What do you mean, what do you do, bro? If you can't get out, if you can't take the car with you, get out and run. Fuck that. Ain't no car worth that.
so another interesting delivery.
Hey, man. At least you always have a story to tell, though.
Oh, I got plenty.
Just adding up, man.
Right.
Maybe you should just start writing a book. All just Yoder's Tales, we'll call it.
Yoder's Tales, Future Chopping Cheetah.
Yeah. When you do the audiobook version, we'll narrate for you.
All right.
Yeah, but there'll have to be like a pause in between every story so me and him can bicker like old ladies.
Well, how about that moment? Nah, man. How about your moment?
Well, that's good.
But I'm just getting over a cold. Well, that was about it.
Yeah, a lot of people getting sick, man. The way, this is always the worst when spring's coming up because then the fucking weather fluctuates 100 times before it finally makes up its mind.
Yeah.
So
I guess measles is making a comeback.
no, of course it is. That's nice. Just what we needed.
Never ends.
Remember when we thought 2020 was the worst of it? But in reality, it was actually just the start of the worst of it.
Yo, you think about it. It all started because of Harambe.
So I've been trying to tell people, man, don't be listening.
Yo, you want to hear something crazy?
It all went downhill after Harambe. The girl, man. Cincinnati Zoo got killed. Because a dumbass lady, let her kid fall in the enclosure because she wasn't paying attention. She's like, killed Harambe to save the kid. Should have killed the mother, stupid bitch. Got my Prince King killed, man. R.I.P. King. Dicks out for Harambe.
Dicks out for Harambe. But, hey, Rich, can you just, when you do this, can you put, like, trigger warning? The next part of this episode is going to be a trigger warning if you guys don't want to listen to it.
No, it's okay.
No.
You don't need to do all that.
I'm
It's
not
fine.
trying to get red flagged by YouTube.
You're not going to get... You know what shit people talk about on YouTube don't get red flagged?
I'm just saying, we want to be safe for these kids.
Trigger the horse.
Yeah, trigger everything. Just put a big screen.
There's going to be a horse. There's a horse in the video?
Just cut out the rest of the video from here on and just say trigger warning.
Yeah.
We can put it in the description.
Yeah, there you
Trigger
go.
warning.
Trigger warning.
Yeah, there you go.
Trigger warning.
Well, I don't even know what was Trigger? Whose horse was that?
I don't know. It's a good question.
A horse in bed?
No, I don't know.
I don't know. For some reason, the only horse I could think of right now is the one from Neverending Story.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting extremely
But
sad.
there's definitely a horse
so
named Trigger. But
that's unfortunate.
I guess it's way before your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So-
guess so.
I'm gonna have to Google that shit. But
No, I'm
trigger
just-
warning. Trigger warning.
Now I'm just sad. All I can think about is that horse from Neverending Story. God damn it! Now I'm sad.
Yo, but before we continue on, they had more files than the JFK shit now.
Oh yeah. Why do we not even mention that? The
'Cause I think
JFK files were released.
No, you know why? Because I think that's an episode by itself.
Yeah, we'll probably have to do an episode breaking down some of the shit that was in there.
Yeah.
Or maybe do it during like a shoot the shit episode where we just kind of, you know what I mean? Because there's so much, dude. I haven't even read it all because there's so much. I don't even want to
But
try.
I think you know,
Most of it's probably just nonsense.
But how many podcasts right now are doing?
Probably everyone. I'll tell you one thing you don't need to read in the files. The CIA killed John F. Kennedy. Heard it here first.
But somebody said it was
Heard it here first.
somebody said it was Israel, not Israel,
No, it was just,
Iran.
it was the CIA because he wanted to end the war. And he didn't want that. Look it up, Yoder. I'm not fucking nuts, okay?
No, what's her face?
I'm not crazy. Crime
Can't
junkie?
No. She's a talk show host.
That doesn't narrow it down.
I
Drew
know.
Barrymore?
No.
Jennifer Hudson?
No, she's
Ricky Lake?
controversial. She's
Wendy Williams?
Wendy can't do much of anything anymore.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Who's controversial?
I'll have to Google her name. She's like Republican. She's African American lady.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
find her name. But
Oh, Candace Owens?
yes,
Oh.
Candace Owens had this guy
My
on
fucking legs hurt.
and he said the same thing. The CIA was involved.
Everybody knows. They literally put out files and basically admitting to it during quarantine, and nobody read them because it was quarantine. Same like when they dropped it, all the footage they had about UFOs and shit. They dropped it during quarantine, so nobody paid attention because they're all scared about the world ending and shit. Everything they do has a plan, Yoder. It's a whole master plan.
Yes.
And we're not in on it. Dun dun dun. All right, let's get into this, Yoder. Let's talk some controversies.
Yes. This is plenty of controversy.
Lay it on us, Papa.
But probably the majority of our audience wasn't around when this happened.
I started high school same year this happened.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
This takes back in 2006.
Yeah, that's before iPhone. Well, no, iPhones were around, but that's before iPhone 16s. That's back when iPhones were just little bricks with the silver top and the black bottoms.
And the iTouch and all those.
Yeah, we still had iPods. And,
The iPods.
yeah, little fucking square thing that fit 10 million songs.
Yes. About the size of a credit card.
Yeah, it was
I remember
the shit.
I lost my iPod, and because of Facebook, they messaged me on Facebook,
Mhm.
and I got it back.
Hell yeah.
And I gave them a $50 tip.
I remember there was one game that was on iPod back in the day, but for some reason it didn't switch over to iPhone. But it was one of my favorite games of all time, and I'll never stop missing it. It was Tap Tap Revolution, it was called. And it was basically like Guitar Hero, but with your fingers. It was fucking great, too. And for some reason, it's just gone now. It disappeared. Like it never existed. That makes me sad. Love that game. Yeah, dude. But
All right, so let's get back to the Duke Lacrosse rape hoax. It was a widely reported event in 2006, a criminal hoax in Durham, North Carolina, which 3 members of the Duke Lacrosse men's team were falsely accused of rape. 3 students were David Evans, Colin Finity, and forgive me if I mispronounce this guy's name, Reed Singleman.
Seligman. Seligman.
The accuser, Crystal Mangum, she was a student at North Carolina Central University at a part-time striptease dancer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Give me those ones, Daddy.
She alleged the rape occurred at the Durham residence of the 2 of the team's captains, where she had worked on March 13th, 2016.
You mean 2006?
Oh, sorry, jeez.
Jeez.
Putting in numbers.
Jesus.
2006. The investigation and the resolution of the case sparked a public discussion of racism, sexual violence, media bias, and due process.
Jeez, you're hitting us back to back with 2 episodes sparking bitter debates, man.
Yes.
You just love getting the bitter debates, I guess.
Well, last week we have white privilege, and here we have in American justice, you're supposedly innocent to proven guilty, but
in this case, it was guilty until proven innocent.
This case is public opinion.
Yeah, it was
guilty.
it was a very big mishandling of justice.
Yes, all the way around.
Yeah. Which unfortunately still happens a lot to this. And I feel like this also played a big part in you know what I mean? Because maybe it was happening a lot before this, but I feel like a lot after this too. You started more and more cases started popping up where people were women were falsely accusing men of raping them, which then you later find out wasn't true. You know what I mean?
But then again, if that's the case, you know how men get in trouble for that?
Yeah, I
But-
feel like it should go the other way too. Like women should be punished somehow for falsely accusing, because you can ruin a man's life, dude.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Even if it's proven that you didn't do it, your life's pretty much over, for the most part. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with the whole like Me Too movement. That when it was at its height, there was people that were getting accused that were actually innocent the entire time, and now they'll probably never work again.
Right.
Because you know what I mean?
But then on the other hand, you have people
Yeah,
like
and then you have
Cosby. That,
Yeah. Exactly.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's never. There's like a thin line. There's never. You can never find the happy medium. Unfortunately, it's always. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's always one sided on one side. Unfortunately.
The former lead prosecutor of Durham County District Attorney, Mike Nefong, ultimately resigned in disgrace and was disbarred and briefly imprisoned for violating ethics standards in December 2024. Yes, I said it right. That was 2024. Mangum admitted to fabricating the assault.
Like what? If you knew it was a lie the whole time, what makes you wait that fucking long to finally admit that it was a lie?
Well, as I'll
Dude,
cover
it's crazy.
in the second part of this, you will find out where she is and why she did it. On April 11th, 2007, North Carolina Attorney General Ray Cooper dropped the charges, declaring the 3 lacrosse players innocent and victims of a tragic rush to accuse. Cooper described Nafong as a rogue prosecutor. He withdrew from the case in January 2007 after the North Carolina State Bar filed ethics charges against him. In June of 2007, Nafong was disbarred for dishonesty, fraud, deceit, and misrepresentation, making him the first prosecutor in North Carolina disbarred for trial conduct. Nafong served 1 day in jail for lying about sharing DNA test, criminal contempt. He had not given results to the defense team, so he withheld evidence. The lab director said it was a misunderstanding, and Nafong claimed that it was due to a weak memory. DNA analysts did not show evidence from any of the accused men. Mangum was not charged for her false allegations.
It should be.
Disgusting.
Yes. Very much should have been. But you'll find out where she is today.
Mm-hmm.
Cooper noted several inconsistencies between Mangum's accounts of the evening and the alibis offered by Siegelman and Finity, which were supported by forensic evidence. The Durham Police Department was strongly criticized for violating their own police policies by allowing Nafong to act as the de facto head of the investigation, using an unreliable suspect only photo identification procedure. Excuse me. With Mangum pursuing the case despite vast discrepancies in notes taken by the investigators, Benjamin Hyman and Sergeant Mark Gottlieb, and distributing a poster that appeared to presume the suspects guilty shortly after the allegations were made public. The three students brought a civil lawsuit against Duke University, which was settled with the university paying approximately $20 million each.
Holy shit. I mean, at least they got something out of it. I mean, their lives are basically ruined, but at least they got something.
And it wasn't just the 3 students; it was the whole team.
Oh,
Yeah, I heard about that. The whole team got an academic suspension. They wasn't allowed to participate in. They were allowed to participate in games, but they were not allowed to get credit for the games. Yeah, because old Chicky, don't know what her name is.
Crystal.
Crystal wanted to falsely accused raping three kids who were like 19, 20 years old by doing her table dancing.
Jesus.
I just wanted that trigger warning effect.
The students also sought further unspecified damages and called for criminal justice reform laws and federal civil rights lawsuits filed against the city of Durham and its police department.
Good.
Yeah.
Good on them, man. Try to use your fucking downfalls for something good, man. Good for you. Oh, I got you from here, Yoda. You rest that voice of yours, okay? You're going to need it on Saturday. I know you're getting over a cold. You be careful over there. Don't give Chop that cold.
Hell no.
We don't need 2 sick guys on Saturday. All right, so in March 2006, Crystal, a student at North Carolina Central University, who had been working part-time as a stripper, she was divorced and had to support 2 children, although Crystal had claimed that she had only recently taken up stripping, further investigating revealed that she had worked at a strip club. She had worked at strip clubs since at least 2002, during which time she was arrested for attempting to run over a police officer in a taxi that she had stolen. That incident report stated that she had been lap dancing at the strip club that evening. So, I mean, already, this girl's already trying to spin shit, and you could already tell that her, you know what I mean? She's just, nothing she's saying at this point is true. And, I mean, you're already somebody that got arrested for stealing a taxi, trying to hit a cop. How believable can you be at this point? But, like you said, back then, it was just, it was a mishandle of justice. Yeah, like everybody kind of just, they fucked up. So, on March 13th, 2006, the lacrosse team held a party at 610 North Buckingham Boulevard, a house owned by Duke University and used as the off-campus residence of the lacrosse team's captains. The team intended for the party to be a compensation for having to remain on campus during spring break due to their competition schedule. Alcohol was consumed, obviously. Several players were unaware that the strippers had been hired, and only after their arrival were they asked to contribute to the strippers' fees. The team captain contacted Allure, an escort service, and requested 2 white strippers. However, the 2 women had arrived, Magnum and Kim Mara Roberts, a.k.a. Kim Mara Pittman, were black and biracial. Half black, half Asian. Oh, they had a Blasian. Good for them. Before arriving at the party, Crystal, by her own admission, had consumed alcohol and Flexeril, which is a prescription muscle relaxant. Crystal and Roberts traveled to the party separately. Roberts drove herself and arrived first, and Crystal was later dropped off by a man. According to the team captains, while the strippers were dancing, a player asked if the woman had any sex toys. Roberts responded by asking if the player's penis was too small. The player then brandished a broomstick and suggested that she use this as a sex toy. At this exchange, the woman stopped their performance and left the living room, shutting themselves in the main bathroom of the house. While the women were still in the bathroom, players Seligman and Finnerty left the house, and when the women eventually came out, Crystal began roaming around the yard, half-dressed and shouting. According to Crystal, the women were coaxed back into the house in an apology, at which point they were separated. She later asserted that she was dragged into a bedroom, raped, beaten, and choked for half an hour. Later, police received a 911 call for a woman complaining that white men had gathered outside of her house where the party took place, had called her racial slurs, and threatened to sodomize her with a broomstick. Some of the party attendees expressed displeasure that the strippers had delivered a very short performance despite being paid several hundreds of dollars apiece to perform. The team captain, who had hired the strippers, tried to convince the women to go back inside and complete the performance. Both women returned inside, but upon being approached by the player who had early brandished the broomstick, again refused to perform and once again locked themselves in the bathroom. By this point, a number of the party guests had left. House residents, including Evans, asked the remaining guests to leave because they were concerned that the noise would cause neighbors to complain to the police. When the strippers left the bathroom and the house for a second time, a resident locked the door so they and the guests who had left the house could not return. So it sounds like there was a guy there who was being kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But it wasn't any of the guys that were accused of rape. It was just one of the other guys that was there.
Probably like a senior.
Yeah, and acted like a loser, and they took that. And this Crystal basically took that upon herself to, fabricate this story.
Right.
Using what this other guy was doing, basically. Around 1 a.m., while attempting to leave the party, Crystal and Roberts called the partygoers short dick white boys and jeered about how he couldn't get it on his own and had to pay for it. One player responded, "We asked for whites, not N-words." Mangum and Roberts departed in Roberts' car. Roberts called 911 and reported that she had just come from 610 North Buckingham, and a white guy had yelled the N-word at her from near the East Campus wall. The party ended shortly thereafter, and everyone, including the residents, left the house. Police returned to the house later as a result of Roberts' complaint, but did not receive an answer at the door. A neighbor confirmed earlier that an earlier party had ended. So, yeah. That's where we are so far.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so this girl's like...
Probably pissed because she didn't get no money from them.
Well, no, they paid her the money. And that's why the guys were pissed, because they didn't perform. They cut their performance short.
Yeah, I'll be pissed, but I won't be...
Motherfucker.
Yo, he was trying to hide that shit from us.
He was trying to fucking sneak something. He's like, yo. What the fuck is this, a community bag?
Uh-huh. Yep.
I ain't never buying snacks again, you fat fucks.
We ain't fat. We just fluffy.
Uh-huh.
No, stuff Fluffy's at the casino.
He still is.
As Roberts drove away with Mangum,
I'll show you my information.
the two women began to argue. Roberts stopped the car and attempted to push Mangum out. When that failed, Roberts drove Mangum to a nearby Kroger supermarket, went inside, and told a female security guard that a woman was refusing to leave her car. The guard walked to her car and asked Mangum to leave, but Mangum remained in the vehicle. The guard later said she had not smelled alcohol in Mangum's breath, but thought she might have been under the influence of other drugs. At 1:22 a.m., the guard called 911 to report that Mangum was refusing to leave the vehicle that did not belong to her. Police arrived, removed Mangum from the car, and questioned her. As Mangum had no identification, would not talk to police, was having difficulty walking, and seemed severely impaired, police took her to Dunham Center Access, a mental health and substance abuse facility for involuntary commitment. During the admission process, she claimed that she had been raped prior to her arrival. Mangum was then transferred to the Duke University Medical Center. Examination of her skin, arms, and legs revealed no swelling, no abnormalities, and 3 small cuts on her right knee and right heel. When asked, she specifically and repeatedly denied receiving any physical blows by hands. Further examination showed no tenderness in the back, chest, and neck. There was, however, diffuse swelling of her vagina. Mangum later claimed that she had that she had performed using a vibrator for a couple in a hotel room shortly before the lacrosse team party. This activity, or a yeast infection, could have caused the swelling. Investigators did not note any other injuries in the rest of the report.
You tell me this hoe right here did something before she came to the party.
Yes.
Yeah, basically. So if she did get raped, she could have gotten raped by this couple that she performed for first.
Right.
But, you know what I mean? Use it because of the way these guys treat her, use that as a chance to say, oh, well, now I'm going to say you guys did it. Basically. A couple hours after the party had ended, Ryan McFadden, a member of the lacrosse team, sent an email to other players saying that he'd planned to have some strippers over, kill them, and cut off their skin while wearing his Duke issue spandex and ejaculating. Jesus Christ, Yoder. What the fuck you got us into here? The email said, "To whom it may concern, tomorrow night after tonight's show, I've decided to have some strippers over to Eden's 2C. All are welcome. However, there will be no nudity. I plan on killing the bitches as soon as they walk in and proceeding to cut their skin off while coming in my Duke issue spandex.
What the fuck?
All in besides Arch and Tack, two of his teammates. Please respond." Jesus.
Yeah, of course. We thought Yoda was the nice one. Hell no.
Yeah, you're going to send us some shit over here.
Man, some shit will get canceled.
Some players suggested that the email was tendered as humorous irony. Administrators asserted the email was in intimidation of Patrick Bateman, the protagonist in the Bret Easton Ellis novel American Psycho, which was read and lectured upon in more than one Duke class. As evidenced by the email responses from other players, one wrote, "I'll bring the Phil Collins," a reference to the American Psycho book and film. Police released McFadden email but refused to release the following email exchanges, leaving the impression that the McFadden email was intended as a serious threat. McFadden thereafter received 1,000 death threats in 1 week. The email led many people to assume guilt on the part of the players. McFadden was not charged with any crime, but he was temporarily suspended from Duke, with the university citing safety concerns. He was invited back to Duke to continue his studies later that summer. So, I mean, it seems like, you know, obviously I'm not a prosecutor, I don't, you know, but if I had to look at it, this is the way I'd look at it. These guys said some weird shit to this girl at this part when she was there stripping or whatever, called her a bunch of racial slurs. She took that as a moment upon herself to, you know, say, okay, well, I'm going to get revenge on you guys by telling the cops that you raped me. And then them finding this dude's email, whether it was a joke or not, kind of just tied into it, just made it look even worse. You know what I mean? Like, it could have just been a sick joke. I mean, you got to think about it. It's college kids, you know. A lot of them say a lot of weird shit, but it's just as, you know,
we get to college.
it's just boy talk. You know, it's guy talk.
Guy
I mean, sure, there's been a lot of shit that I've said to my buddies on the game or something I didn't actually mean. I was just saying in the moment, you know what I mean?
To be one.
And then obviously afterwards being like, okay, well, that was kind of fucked up. I probably shouldn't have said that.
Be one example. I'm going to skull fuck you. What?
No, I mean, I've said worse.
In fact, there was a guy that was just arrested he posted on Facebook that he wanted to naked wrestle the president and kill him.
I said some really fucked up one time. I was playing Call of Duty. I'm not going to tell you guys on the air because it's pretty bad. But
if you say the initials, we might.
If you really want to know after, you can ask me. I'll tell you. But I'm not going to say it on here. I don't want people to. It's like really. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So. But I'm not saying it's right, but you know what I mean? I get it. Guys say a lot of stupid shit to each other sometimes, you know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes they do take jokes a little bit too far. I get it. As a guy, I get it. But, then on March 14, 2006, the day after the party, the Durham Police Department began their investigation into the rape allegations by interviewing Mangum and searching 610 North Buchanan pursuant to a warrant. The three team captains who lived at the house, including Evans, voluntarily gave statements and DNA samples to police and offered to take lie detector tests. The police turned down that offer. The DPD made their investigation public on March 15th when Sergeant Mark Gottlieb, the police supervisor, posted on a digital community bulletin board that they were investigating the rape of a young woman by 3 males at 610 North and North Buchanan on March 13th, and asking anyone in the area who saw or heard anything unusual to contact investigator Benjamin Hyman. Between March 16th and March 21st, police showed Mangum photo arrays in an attempt to have her identify her attackers. Each photo array contained photographs only of lacrosse team members. This did not follow the DPT's recommended policy of including photos of individuals not regarded as potential suspects, known as fillers. Mangum identified Siegelman as someone who attended the party but not as an attacker, and did not identify Evans at all despite seeing his photo twice. On March 27th, Durham County District Attorney Mike Nifung received his first briefing on the case from Gottlieb and Hyman. Within a few hours of receiving the briefing, Nifung made his first public statement on the case. Over the following week, Nifung, by his own estimate, gave 50 to 70 interviews and devoted more than 40 hours to reporters. After that, he continued to make statements, albeit less frequently. Many of these statements concerned the team members' alleged failure or refusal to provide information to law enforcement authorities, their invocation for their constitutional rights, or consisted of Nifung's own opinions that a crime had occurred, that it was racially motivated, and that one or more lacrosse players were guilty. So this guy, as soon as hearing about this case, he's already made up his mind. These guys are guilty. I'm going to do whatever it takes to lock them up. I'm going to put all my time and money in this to get this girl justice, because he thinks if this is something that's racially motivated, this is going to skyrocket his career, I bet.
Right.
Bet that's what he's thinking. That's going to skyrocket his career because he'll be known as the lawyer who got justice for, an African-American woman, basically. Because lawyers are all most of them are all pieces of shit. They all have ulterior motives. Mangum was shown another photo array containing only photos of the 46 white lacrosse team members, including members who had not attended the party. There were no fillers included. The photos were shown to Mangum on a PowerPoint presentation, with each photo projected individually to her, rather than the pictures being arrayed together. For the first time, Mangum identified photos of Siegelman, Evans, and Finnerty as her attackers. She also identified at least one other photo as being a player who was present at the party. Further investigation showed he had not been there. On April 10th, an attorney retained by one of the lacrosse players stated that the time-stamped photographs existed which showed that Mangum was already injured when she arrived at the party and that she was visibly impaired. Players' attorneys announced that DNA testing by the North Carolina State Crime Lab had failed to connect any members of the Duke men's lacrosse team to the alleged rape. So, these guys are already on it. They got their own lawyers. They already got proof that nothing happened. If there's no DNA proof, at that point, you kind of got to go with it. Because if she got raped, there's going to be DNA somewhere.
Kind of clothes.
Yeah, it's going to be somewhere.
Nails.
Yeah. And especially if it's on your nails, like even if you take a shower, dude, they can still get DNA from under your nails. That shit could stay under there forever. You know what I mean?
You get DNA out of your hair.
Yeah, they can get anything. So it's crazy that all this shit has happened. They're basically building up all this proof that they're innocent, and still they went forward with it. Basically, yeah, they didn't care because, like we said, they thought it was a racially motivated attack, and they thought, this is going to be huge. So Siegelman and Finnerty were arrested and indicted on April 18th on charges of first-degree forcible rape, first-degree sexual offense, and kidnapping. The same day, search warrants were executed on Finnerty and Siegelman's dorm rooms, Siegelman reportedly told multiple teammates, "I'm glad they picked me," alluding to a solid alibi in the form of ATM records, photographs, cell phone records, an affidavit from a taxi driver, and a record of his Duke card being swiped at his dorm. DNA Security Inc., a private company engaged by Nifong to perform a second round of DNA tests and produce an incomplete report. It contained an analysis of DNA found on false fingernails discarded by Magnum in bathroom trash bin, and concluded that 2% of the male population, including Evans, could not be excluded from a match from the fingernail DNA. DSI Director Brian Meehan later testified that, pursuant to an agreement with Nifong, he had deliberately withheld information from the lab's report. Scummy, dude. So scummy.
He got 1 day in jail for that shit.
What?
He
Oh, yeah. The lawyer?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nifong. Yeah,
I call it a hogwash.
pretty much. On May 15, 2006, a former team captain and 2006 Duke graduate Evans was also indicted on charges of first-degree forcible rape, sexual offense, and kidnapping. Just before turning himself in at the Durham County Detention Center, he publicly declared his innocence and his expectation of being cleared of the charges within weeks. Court documents revealed that Roberts, in her initial statement, had said she was with Magnum the entire evening except for a period of less than 5 minutes. After hearing Magnum claim she was sexually assaulted, Roberts called those claims a crock. So, like, even the girl that was with you is basically saying, like, bro, no, there's no way she was raped.
Right.
We were pretty much together the entire night. And there's no way she's getting raped in 5 minutes. You know what I mean? So, like, literally the evidence, the proof that they're innocent is just stacking up at this point.
Right.
And they just don't care.
No.
They're literally just choosing to ignore it.
They had their horse blinders on. And
Yeah, exactly. So, on December 22nd, 2006, Nifong dropped the rape charges against all three lacrosse players after Magnum told an investigator a different version of events and said she was no longer sure about some aspects of her original story. The kidnapping and sexual offense charges were still pending against all three players. And then on December 28, 2006, the North Carolina bar filed ethics charges against Nifong over his conduct in this case, accusing him of making public statements that were prejudicial to the administration of justice and heightened public condemnation of the accused, and of engaging in conduct involving dishonesty, fraud, deceit, or misrepresentation. The 17-page document accused Nifong of violating 4 rules of professional conduct, listing more than 100 examples of statements he made to the media. And on January 12, 2007, Nifong sent a letter to the North Carolina Attorney General Roy Cooper asking to be taken off the case. The following day, January 13th, Cooper announced that his office would take over the case. On January 24th, 2007, the North Carolina State Bar filed a second round of ethics charges against Nifong for systematic abuse of prosecutorial discretion that was prejudicial to the administration of justice by his withheld DNA evidence to mislead the court. On March 23, 2007, Justin Paul Caulfield, a legal analyst for the sports magazine Inside Lacrosse, stated on Fox News that the charges against Evans, Finnerty, and Siegelman would soon be dropped, while the North Carolina Attorney General's office first disputed the report. On April 11, 2007, it announced that it had dismissed all charges against the 3 lacrosse players. Cooper also took the unusual step of declaring the accused players innocent. He announced that Magnum would not be prosecuted, stating that the investigators and interviewers who had interviewed her thought she may actually believe that many different stories that she had been telling. It's in the best interest of justice not to bring charges. It's so shitty, dude.
yes.
Like, what do you mean it's in the best interest not to bring charges? She literally accused 3 dudes of something that never even happened.
Right.
basically, you know what I mean, ruin their lives.
Yes.
Now that's going to be held over their head forever, even if they're innocent or not. It's going to be held over their head forever. And you're telling me that, we think we believe that she actually believed it happened. Like,
Man,
no, bro, she's just a fucking nut job.
She was trying to get a check out of that moment.
Probably. Shortly after the party, the prosecution ordered 46 of the 47 lacrosse team members to provide DNA samples, although some members had not attended the event. The sole black member of the team was exempt because Magnum had stated that her attackers were white. On April 10, 2006, the district attorney announced that the DNA testing by the state crime lab did not connect any of the 46 team members to the alleged rape. After the initial tests by the state crime lab, prosecutor Nifong sought the services of a private laboratory, DNA Security, Inc., of Burlington, North Carolina, to conduct additional tests. DNA from multiple unidentified males had been found in the forensic evidence for Magnum and upon the rape kit items that had been tested, but none matched any of the lacrosse players. Nifong falsely represented to the court and the public that the DNA had been found only from a single male source, Magnum's boyfriend.
Dun, 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 dun.
In a motion made on December 15, 2006, defense attorneys argued that the DNA analysis report written by DSI and provided to them by Nifong's office was incomplete because it omitted information showing that none of the genetic material from several men found on Magnum matched any DNA sample from the lacrosse team. Brian Meehan, the director of DSI, who wrote the misleading report, testified that his lab did not try to withhold the information, but acknowledged that the decision not to release the full report violated the lab's policies. Meehan testified that after discussions with Nifong, he decided to withhold the names of the persons excluded by the DNA testing to protect the privacy of players not implicated in the case. But two players, Siegelman and Finnerty, had already been indicted for rape more than 3 weeks prior to the release date of the report. Meehan was later fired in October 2007 based on his actions in this case.
Gets got fired because he want to hold shit.
I mean, at least some of these guys are, getting their karma, man,
Right.
Like Nifong getting disbarred and basically, his career's ruined. This guy gets fired for, withholding information. DNA was also taken from all surfaces of 3 of Magnum's false fingernails retrieved from the trash in the party house bathroom, wildly but inaccurately reported as DNA taken only from the underside of a single fingernail. According to the DNA Security, the fingernail DNA showed some characteristics similar to Evan's DNA. However, the match was not conclusive, as 2% of the male population, including Evans, could not be excluded based on the sample. In addition, because Evans lived in the house, defense attorneys contended that any DNA present might have come from the tissue paper, cotton swabs, or other hygiene-related trash that had been in the garbage can along with the fingernail. This was confirmed later by Attorney General Cooper's investigation. To the extent that Evans' DNA could not be excluded, the SBI experts confirmed that the DNA could easily have been transferred to the fingernails from other materials in the trash can. Nifong contended that his lack of DNA evidence is not unusual and that 75 to 80% of all sexual assault cases lack DNA evidence. Rape victims often delay reporting by days or weeks, inadvertently destroying DNA evidence. However, in this case, Magnum had a rape kit exam administered only hours after the end of the party, so experts believe that it was unlikely that there had ever been any DNA evidence implicating any player. Nifong was tried for ethics violations on June 14, 2007. That day, the complete DNA findings were revealed during defense attorney Brad Banning's testimony. According to conservative estimates, the lab had discovered at least 2 unidentified males' DNA in Magnum's pubic region, at least 2 identified males' DNA in her rectum, at least 4 to 5 unidentified males' DNA on her underpants, and at least one identified male's DNA in her vagina.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Sounds like there was a party in her pants.
I guess so. There was a pants party.
Yeah.
The pants party, you say? How dare you? Where's my pants party?
In November 2005, Finnerty and two of his Chaminade High School lacrosse teammates were charged with misdemeanor simple assault in Washington, D.C., following an altercation with a Washington man outside of a Georgetown bar. Finnerty was accused of threatening and taunting the man. Although the man alleged that Finnerty had pushed and threatened him, the man was punched by a third party, a friend of Finnerty, who admitted to the punch. Witnesses later testified that Finnerty had been hit in the head by a friend of the alleged victim, although the man alleged that Finnerty and his companions had called him gay, among other derogatory names. The incident was not prosecuted as a hate crime. Finnerty was initially accepted into the diversion program for first offenders, allowing for the simple assault charge to be dismissed upon his completion of community service. But after Finnerty was charged in Durham, the Washington, D.C. prosecutor canceled his diversion agreement and proceeded to the trial on the assault charge. Finnerty was convicted and sentenced to 6 months probation. Afterwards, he was repeatedly threatened by Judge John H. Bailey, Jr. with confinement. Once after an anonymous blog post falsely accused him of violating an order that prohibited him from being in Georgetown, and again after he was absent from home and missed an obligatory curfew in order to be in Durham to work on his defense there. But he had cleared this absence with the judge. According to R.B. Parrish, this treatment was similar to the attempts by the government to pressure witnesses to testify in a certain manner. On December 2006, shortly after the Durham rape charges against Finnerty were dropped, Judge Bailey ended Finnerty's probation. In January 2007, Finnerty's assault conviction was vacated by an order signed by Bailey, and his record was cleared. So I'm sure that's something they tried to use against him too. Like, oh, he's got a record.
Right.
Of course he would do that. He's already did this.
Why not?
Now let's get into the credibility of this Crystal Mangum as an accuser. This is when it all starts to fall apart.
Credibility.
Yeah. You need it, That was important, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Lawyers for the Duke Lacrosse players have said that Mangum was intoxicated with alcohol and possibly other drugs on the night of the party. By the accuser's own admission to police, she had taken prescription Flexeril and drank 1 or 2 large-sized beers before she went to the party. The Attorney General's office later noted that Mangum had taken Ambien, methadone, Paxil, and amitriptyline, although when she began taking those medications is uncertain. She had a long history of mental problems and reportedly diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Over the course of the scandal, police reports, media investigations, and defense attorneys' motions and press conferences brought to light several key inconsistencies in Mangum's story. Some of the questions about her credibility were: Durham police said that Mangum kept changing her story and was not credible, reporting that she initially told them she was raped by 20 white men, later reducing the number to 3. Another police report states that Mangum initially claimed she was groped rather than raped, but changed her story before going to the hospital. On December 22, 2006, Nifong dropped the rape charges after Mangum stated that she was penetrated from behind, but she did not know with what. In North Carolina, penetration with an object is considered sexual assault, not rape. On January 11, 2007, several more inconsistencies came to light after the defense filed a motion detailing her interview on December 21, 2006. For example, she changed details about when she was attacked, who attacked her, and how they attacked her. In the new version from the December 21st interview, Mangum claimed she was attacked from 11:35 p.m. to midnight, which much earlier than her previous accounts or accusations. This new timing was before the well-documented alibi evidence for Siegelman that placed him away from the house. However, the defense said that during his new timing, Siegelman was shown to be on the phone with his girlfriend during the height of the attack. Additionally, Mangum received an incoming call at 11:36 p.m. and somebody stayed in line for 3 minutes, which would be during the party according to the new timetable. The new statement contradicted time-stamped photos that show Mangum dancing between 12 and 12:04. If the revised statement was true, this revised statement time was true, it would mean that the two women stayed at the party for nearly an hour after the supposed attack. Kim Roberts left a Mangum at 12:53 a.m. in her April statement. Mangum said that they immediately left after the attack. Mangum changed the names of her attackers, claiming they had used multiple pseudonyms. She also changed her description of Evans. She previously said that he was attacked by a man who looked like Evans with the addition of a mustache. Later she said this assailant had a 5 o'clock shadow. Mangum claimed that Evans stood in front of her, making her perform oral sex on him. Previously, she stated that Siegelman did this. In the latest statement, she said that Siegelman did not commit any sex act with her and that he had said that he could not participate because he was getting married. Although he has a girlfriend, there is no evidence that they were engaged or planning marriage. North Carolina Attorney General Roy Cooper said Mangum told many different accounts of the attack. In one account, she claimed she was suspended in midair and was being assaulted by all three of them in the bathroom. Cooper said this event seemed very implausible because of the small size of the bathroom. According to a 60 Minutes investigation, Mangum gave at least a dozen different stories. The News and Observer, North Carolina's second largest newspaper, conducted its own investigation. It determined that Mangum gave at least 5 different versions of the incident to police and medical interviewers by August 2006. So, I mean, this chick's all over the place. She's making shit up left and right. She got no idea what she's even spewing at this point. At one point, Mangum said that both Evans and Finnerty helped her into a car upon her departure. However, a photo shows her being helped by another player. Electronic records and witnesses reported that Evans and Finnerty had already left before she did. Upon seeing the photo, Mangum claimed that it must have been doctored or that Duke University paid someone off. Mangum did consistently identify the same three defendants in the photo lineups. Media reports have disclosed that at least 2 of the photo lineups that occurred in March and April, in which she was asked to recall who she saw at the party and in what capacity. In the March lineup, she did not choose Evans at all. During these 2 sessions, she identified only Brad Ross with 100% certainty as being at the party. After being identified, Ross provided police investigators with evidence that he was with his girlfriend at North Carolina State University before, during, and after the party through cell phone records and an affidavit from a witness.
Jeez, there's a temporary red flag. Why is he dating some girl from North Carolina State? You know they're like rivals.
I don't know, man. Maybe they're in love and she went there. Like, hey, man, no use in, us not being in love still. You know?
Yo, did you just shit yourself?
Huh?
Did you shit yourself?
No.
Why did that fuzzy couch rumble?
I don't know.
Was Cheetah shit himself?
How about that?
Wow. Wow, y'all.
Do we want to go through all this other credibility issues, or we're good on that now, right?
Yeah,
Let's
it's
talk
not very
about
credible.
Yeah. Let's talk about the effects that it had on. You want to talk about the effects it had on the Duke faculty? And the students and all that, too?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I got you. Mike Pressler, the coach of the lacrosse team, received threatening emails and hate calls at castigating signs placed on his property and was the frequent victim of vandalism in the aftermath of the accusations. On April 5th, 2006, he resigned, later to reveal to have been forced shortly after the McFadden email became public. Though his lawyer, he stated that his resignation was not an admission of wrongdoing on his part. On the same day, Richard H. Broadhead, president of Duke University, suspended the remainder of the lacrosse season. Other Duke faculty members, sometimes referred to as the Group of 88 or the Gang of 88, have been criticized for their social disaster letter as well as individual comments and reactions which created a perception of prejudgment. Shortly after the party, the university's president warned in a school-wide email of threats of gang violence against Duke students. Other Duke students claimed they had been threatened. Mobs protested outside the house that had been the site of the party, banging pots and pans at early hours of the morning. Photographs of lacrosse team members had been posted prominently around Durham and on the Duke University campus with accompanying captions requesting that they come forward with information about the incident. Fox News was the sole national TV outlet to reveal Magnum's photo following dismissal of the case. Although MSNBC and 60 Minutes revealed her name, several major broadcasters did not publish Magnum's name at any point, including ABC, PBS, CNN, and NBC. Partially obscured photos of Magnum at the party were broadcasted by the Abrams Report on cable news channel MSNBC and by local television affiliate NBC 17 WNCN in North Carolina. On April 21st, 2006, outspoken talk radio host Tom Leykis disclosed Magnum's name during his nationally syndicated talk radio program. Leykis had disclosed identities of accusers of sexual assault in the past. On May 15th, 2006, MSNBC host Tucker Carlson disclosed Magnum's first name only on his show Tucker. Court records presented by the defense revealed Magnum's name. Then there's a bunch of other news outlets that publish a story about them, The allegations have inflamed already strained relations between Duke University and its host city of Durham, with members of the Duke Lacrosse team being vilified in the press and defamed on and off campus. On May 1st, 2006, the New Black Panthers held a protest outside Duke University. Many of the protesters were wearing knives on their belts. Before entering the campus, a leader of the protest said, "We are conducting an independent investigation and we intend to enter the campus and interview lacrosse players. We seek to ensure an adequate, strong, and vigorous prosecution." How scary is that? How could these kids be safe in class and on campus? It tells you how out of control the thinking was, how crazy the moment was. The case drew national attention and highlighted racial tensions within the Durham area. Oh, God, here we go. In 2006, Jesse Jackson promised the Rainbow/Push Coalition would pay the college tuition for Magnum. Jackson said the tuition offer would still be good even if Magnum had fabricated her story. So they were still going to pay this chick's college tuition even if she lied, which she did.
Yes.
And they still paid her college tuition. Like, dude,
That's kind of fucked up.
it's fucked, dude.
Yeah.
And it's all because of the racial divide. Because they saw it as a leg up in the racial fight that they, continue to make a thing. It's crazy, dude. It's fucked up, man. And now, like, even if, you know what I mean? Like we said, everyone knows that these kids are innocent now, but now this is going to be held over their head for the rest of their lives.
Right.
They're never going to be able to escape this. That they were involved in this, you know what I mean? And it was blown way out of fucking proportion.
Right.
It's crazy.
And Nafong been a legitimate prosecutor that would have been nipped in the bud.
Yeah. But he saw it as a leg up.
Right.
He's like, I'm going to be the guy who locks up 3 white kids for raping a black girl.
Right.
And it's going to help me, up my career because I'll be known as that guy.
They're never going to find out.
Yeah. Who cares if
Above the law.
Who cares if I, smudge a little evidence here and there? Because it's just going to mean more for the community.
Right.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. crazy. Okay, let's see. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we're getting the juicy stuff now. Let's talk about a little bit about this Crystal, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on December 15th, 2006, it was reported that Magnum was pregnant, and the judge in the case ordered a paternity test. In May 2008, Magnum graduated from North Carolina Central University with a degree in police psychology.
What the fuck?
Oh, yeah, good for her, man, you know?
Right.
That's really what she needs, police psychology. Oh, here we go. Now we're really getting into it. On August 22nd, 2008, a press release announced the publication in October 2008 of a memoir by Magnum, The Last Dance for Grace, the Crystal Mangum story. The press indicated the book can't and doesn't deal with the complex legal aspects of the case, but that the muddling of facts about Crystal's life, along with North Carolina Attorney General Roy Cooper's desire to settle the dispute over open file discovery, swallowed the case whole. Defense attorney Joseph Cheshire responded to the news by saying that if the book was truthful, I think it would be fabulous, and I don't think anybody would think badly about her in any way, shape, or form, but that if the memoir did not acknowledge the falsity of her allegations against the players, that he would advise them to initiate civil action against her. Her book was published later that year. In it, she continued to contend that she had been raped at the party and that the dropping of the case was politically motivated. The book outlined her earlier life, including a claim that she was first raped at the age of 14. Oh, here we go. You ready for this, Yoder?
Mm-hmm.
This is your favorite part of the story, huh?
Uh-huh.
Man, you would be like, hell yeah.
Yeah, now let's see what happened to old Crystal Mangum, huh?
Yes.
In November 2013, she was found guilty of second-degree murder after she had stabbed her boyfriend, Reginald Day, who then died 10 days after. She argued that she had acted in self-defense, fearing that Day would kill her. She was sentenced to 14 to 18 years in prison.
Yes.
So, good for you, Crystal.
Where she finally admitted.
Yeah, and then during a December 11th, 2024 podcast interview, Crystal Mangum admitted that she had made up a story that wasn't true about the white lacrosse players who attended a party where she was hired to be a stripper and wanted to apologize for her actions publicly. But not before she made some money off a memoir that was bullshit. Not after she got her entire college tuition paid for.
Right.
Now that she's in jail and she's got nothing left going for her, now she's like, oh, you know what? I want to apologize because that was wrong what I did. What a fucking loser, bro. On June 18th, 2007, Duke University announced that it had reached a settlement with Siegelman, Finnerty, and Evans. No details of the settlement were disclosed. Duke reportedly agreed to pay $60 million to the three accused, with each player receiving $20 million, subject to confidentiality requirements. Siegelman's attorney told the New York Daily News that the settlement was nowhere near that much money. Siegelman enrolled as a student at the Brown University in the fall of 2007 and was important part of Brown reaching the 2009 NCAA lacrosse tournament, as well as a number 10 national ranking. He became an active fundraiser and supporter for the Innocence Project. He graduated from Brown in 2010 and Emory University School of Law in 2013. He has stated that his experience during the Duke Lacrosse case motivated him to attend law school and pursue a legal career. Good for him, man.
Yeah.
Working with the Innocence Project, you know, he turned a bad situation into something great. You know, I mean, fucking good on him, man. That's awesome. Finnerty enrolled at Loyola College in Maryland, leading the team in scoring as the Greyhounds qualified for the 2010 NCAA lacrosse tournament. Finnerty then graduated from Loyola in May 2010. Evans, who had already graduated from Duke before being charged, received an MBA from the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania in May 2012. Not a month goes by when I am not reminded of the damage those accusations have had on my reputation and the public's perception of my character. Sometimes only time can heal wounds. Anonymous Duke Lacrosse player. That letter was shown in a 30 for 30 special they did. In January 2007, lacrosse team member Kyle Dowd filed a lawsuit against the Duke University and against the visiting associate professor and member of the group of 88, Kim Curtis, claiming he and another teammate were given failing grades on their final paper as a form of retaliation after the scandal broke. The case was settled with the terms of undisclosed, except that Dowd's grade was altered to a P for pass.
Man, they fucked their academic career up too.
Yeah, they were going that basically at that point they were going after anybody who was associated with the Duke Lacrosse team.
Oh, you're friends with them? You're
Yeah,
failing.
basically. Professor Houston Baker, who continued to accuse Dowd and the others of being hooligans and rapists, called Dowd's mother the mother of a farm animal after she had emailed him. Duke Provost Peter Lang responded to Baker, criticizing Baker for prejudging the team based on race and gender, citing this as a classic tactic of racism. Duke's athletic director at the time, Joe Alva, who forced lacrosse coach Michael Pressler's resignation, faced criticism for his handling of this case. In 2008, Alva announced he was leaving Duke for athletic director at Louisiana State University. The lacrosse team, reinstated for the 2007 season, reached the NCAA Finals as the number 1 seed. The Blue Devils lost to Johns Hopkins University Blue Jays in the championship 12-11. In May 2007, Duke requested that the NCAA restore a year's eligibility to the players on the 2006 men's team, part of whose season was canceled. The NCAA granted the team's request for another year of eligibility, which applies to 33 members of the 2006 team who were underclassmen in 2006 and remained at Duke in 2007. 4 of the seniors from the 2006 attended graduate school at Duke in 2007 and played for the team. In 2010, the final year in which the team included fifth-year seniors, Duke won the NCAA lacrosse championship, beating Notre Dame in 6-5 in overtime to give the school its first lacrosse championship. That was the fucking universe being like, you guys went through it, man. Here's your gift. Here's my gift to you. At least now you finally got something to celebrate, you know? Mm-hmm. That's good, man. Cool for them. That's badass that they won. On June 7, 2007, it was announced that the lacrosse coach Mike Pressler and Duke had reached a financial settlement. Pressler was later hired as coach by Division II, now Division I, Bryant University in Rhode Island. Yes. In October 2007, Pressler filed suit seeking to undo the settlement and hold a trial on his wrongful termination claim on the grounds that a Duke spokesman, John Burness, had made disparaging comments about him. After Duke failed in an attempt to have the case dismissed, the matter was settled in 2010 with Duke apologizing in a press release but refusing to comment regarding any compensation to Pressler. On September 29, 2007, Duke President Broadhead, speaking at a 2-day conference at Duke Law School on the practice and ethics of trying cases in the media, apologized for causing the families to feel abandoned when they most needed support. And the reason they abandoned them is because they thought it was a racing and they didn't want to be on the wrong side. So They immediately jumped to the side they thought they had to be on. And that's the shitty thing about, you know what I mean? That happens today, too. Mm-hmm. Like, whenever there's something like a racial case brought up, everybody jumps to one side because they don't want to be on the wrong side of it. And then when it does come out that, like, oh, well, the side you jumped to was the wrong side, then they're just like, oh, you know, well, sorry. Sorry we did that. I mean, it's fucked up, man. It's shitty that, you know, we're still in a day and age where you got to do shit like that. Mm-hmm. Not every single thing that happens is racially motivated. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're just a piece of shit.
Right.
And that's true for both sides. You know what I mean? I don't care what your skin color is. Sometimes you're just a piece of shit.
Yes.
That's just the facts about it. On July 12, 2010, Duke demolished the house where the party had taken place. 610 North Buchanan Boulevard after it had sat unoccupied for 4 years following the Duke Lacrosse case. In July 2014, Sergeant Mark Gottlieb committed suicide in DeKalb County, Georgia, where he had worked as a paramedic.
Wow.
Yeah, fucking brutal.
Holy motherfucker, this war.
Yeah, then obviously we know about the 3 players who would it says that they had planned to file a lawsuit for violations of their civil rights against the city of Durham and several city employees, unless the city agreed to a settlement including payment of $30 million over 5 years and the passage of new criminal justice reform laws. The city's liability insurance covers up to $5 million. Lawyers cited 3 main areas of vulnerability for the city: the suspect-only photo identification procedure given to Mangum, vast discrepancies in notes taken by investigator Benjamin Hyman during his March interview with Mangum, and Sergeant Gottlieb's notes in July, and then the release of a Crime Stoppers poster by the police shortly after the allegations that a woman was sodomized, raped, assaulted, and robbed. This horrific crime sent shockwaves through our community. Durham declined the settlement offer on October 5th, 2007. The 3 accused players filed a federal lawsuit alleging a broad conspiracy to frame them. Named in the suit were Nifong, the lab handled the DNA work, the city of Durham, the city's former police chief, the deputy police chief, the 2 police detectives who handled the case, and 5 other police department employees. The players were seeking unspecified damages and also wanted to place the Durham Police Department under court supervision for 10 years, claiming the actions of the police department posed a substantial risk of irreplaceable injury to other persons in the city of Durham. According to the suit, Nifong engineered the conspiracy to help him win support for his election bid. Nifong reportedly told his campaign manager that the case had provided him with millions of dollars in free advertisement. Oh, fucking scumbag.
Yes.
On January 15, 2008, the city of Durham filed a motion to remove itself as a defendant, arguing it had no responsibility for Nifong's actions. On the same day, Nifong filed for bankruptcy. Good fucking loser. On May 27, 2008, Judge William L. Stocks lifted the stay from Nifong's bankruptcy filing and ruled that the plaintiff's lawsuit could go forward. On May 16, 2014, the 3 accused lacrosse players in the city of Durham settled their long-running lawsuit. Sigelman, Finnerty, and Evans agreed to dismiss their lawsuit and received no monetary compensation whatsoever. The city agreed to make a $50,000 grant to the North Carolina Innocence Inquiry Commission. Good. Good on them.
Yes.
That's pretty fucking.
Yeah, then they made a 30 for 30 about it called Fantastic Lies in 2016, which centered around the case and its aftermath. It premiered on March 13, 2016, exactly 10 years after the cosplayers hosted the house party where Mangum claimed she was raped. Among the journalists invited to contribute was a ESPN college basketball analyst and Duke graduate Jay Bilas, who in his other capacity as a practicing attorney later wrote a letter to the university administration criticizing their handling of the entire case and describing President Broadhead as incapable of effectively leading Duke into the future. Crystal Mangum was approached by the film crew to tell her side of the story and agreed to do so, but prison officials would not allow for her to be filmed. None of the players involved in the case appeared in the film, but Siegelman's parents and Finnerty's father did. Crazy. What a fucking crazy story. That's wild.
She was mad because they wasn't giving her no attention.
Well, no, she's probably mad because they said some fucking racial slurs at her. And she took the, she was like, oh, I'm going to take that upon myself to, nail these boys to the fucking wall,
Yeah,
basically,
go there and
and ruin their
food.
lives.
She probably took a couple sandwiches.
And she saw that as, her fucking, she's like, oh, this is going to be my way to, ruin these kids' lives, basically.
Jeez, Yoda, this is a fucked up episode, man.
Yep.
I know, yours two back-to-back fucked up ones, dude.
Fuck, I'm over here trying to think.
You need therapy or something, man? You right?
Hey, Yoda, if I didn't mention to you guys,
Crazy.
but welcome to Chops' therapy hour. You come talk to Chops.
It's crazy, man.
And
That was crazy. That was a crazy episode. And you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't want to get too heavy, because obviously I know there's, I know there's been cases like this where it has been true and people have been, let go innocent because anyways. But at the same time, you can't fucking turn everything into a racially.
Right.
You can't, you can't turn everything into a racial thing. You know what I mean? At some point in time, we're going to have to get past that and stop letting that shit be, a crutch for us to use for literally everything.
everything,
You know what I mean?
everything.
Like, I don't want to be I don't want to be that guy and get all preachy and shit, but, we're all put here for the same reason, man. You know what I mean? We're all made, you know what I mean? The same place.
We all have the same parts.
Yeah.
Either male
Like,
or
at the end of the day, man, it shouldn't matter. At the end of the day, like, sex, religion, and race should be the last things that matter. At the end of the day, it should just matter that we're all fucking humans.
Right.
And sure, some of us are pretty shitty. On both sides. On all sides, there's shitty people. But don't let that fucking stop you from, you know what I mean? Don't let that make you become, like, oh, this happened to me once, so now I'm going to fucking hate that. I'm going to hate that side forever.
Right.
Like, no, dude.
Hell no, man.
There's a bad apple in every bunch, bro, but it doesn't mean they're all bad. You know what I mean?
Correct.
And I mean that on both sides. Like, I know people on both sides that are shitty. And I know people on both sides that are fucking some of the greatest people I've ever met in my life.
Right.
Yeah.
Not to mention, if you actually are raped, God forbid, now, is that person lying?
Yeah, that's the shitty thing, too, is now because of so many cases like this where it has been proven that it's false accusations, now it's hard to, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, now you don't know, like, do I go full into it and believe him? Am I not supposed to believe him? You know what I mean? Like, it's... They kind of ruined it for people going forward that actually have been raped, because now, those cases might not be given as much attention.
Might be swept under the rug or something bullshit
Yeah,
over there.
or that could be a reason why a lot of girls don't come forward now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Or guys.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I think another thing that needs to be talked about more is that, it's very, very possible for men to be sexually assaulted and men to be raped and shit, I think that's something that's not talked about nearly enough. It's definitely possible. You know what I mean? It happens. It happens a lot. And I think with guys, they're a lot less, eager to come forward. You know what I mean? They're a lot less willing to come forward because,
Got to be men.
Yeah. Society tells us, be a man. What do you mean you're raped? You're a man. You can't be raped. Just push the woman off of you, It's crazy, but that's a good episode, Yoder.
Oh,
Good
yeah,
job, man. You did a good job.
Almost
That's
2 hours
crazy.
later.
That's a crazy story.
2 hours, almost 2 hours.
Yeah, man. Well, there's a lot to talk about, man. It's a
Yeah.
good rabbit hole to go down. I'm just glad that for the most part, most of the people that were involved and basically ruined these kids' lives got their karma in the end.
Right.
Nifong's fucking,
Right. Disbarred.
yeah, he's disbarred, bankrupt. I mean, obviously, that I wish that sergeant didn't kill himself, but but the fucking Crystal went to
Crystal's in
jail. Yeah,
She's still in jail right now.
and I'm glad that they took what happened to him and turned it into a good thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Started, like one dude's like, oh, I'm gonna become a lawyer to help people that were in my situation. You know what I mean? I think it's good on them. I think it's a good message overall at the end. That justice might not always be swift, but 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get justice in the end, regardless. So yeah, man, good on you, Yoder. Good job. Let you do 2 weeks back to back. How do you feel?
Good.
Ready for a break?
Yes.
You want us to give you a fucking week off or something?
Not a week off, but
Okay, well, you got a break because it's me and Chop next.
All right.
yeah.
Back to back, and then you got to then you're back on
Right.
after that. So
I'm working on it already.
you got 2 weeks. You don't have to do anything.
Man, I got
Working on
next.
it though.
Okay, good. I can't wait. You've already had 2 bangers, so I can't wait to see what you come
Yo,
up with
I don't know
next.
how we're gonna fall through with this bang.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do next. I don't know.
How-
Maybe I just won't do anything ever.
or
Maybe I'll just let Chop go next, so I'm not embarrassed. So mine's not good.
hey,
Yeah.
I was gonna go next anyway.
Oh yeah, there you go. And we're
You
back
gotta
to
do the react.
don't be doing don't be changing it up, man. All right, your whole thing lately has been mythical creatures. Go back to mythical
Oh
creatures.
yeah, I got.
Stick with that for a while.
Yeah,
Don't be changing
my
it up.
episode next week is gonna be a good one.
Better be a fucking good one.
I might cause some of these mythical creatures. Like,
Yeah, maybe we'll do the react in 2 weeks. Maybe we can do that. We'll talk to
hey y'all,
Rich
listen
off the
here
air.
first. In 2 weeks, we're gonna react.
No, we'll talk to Rich off the air and see what we can plan. See what we can do. See if he's sick of us yet. He might just this episode might be over and he might just tell us to get the fuck out.
Yeah, you know what it is? Because we came to this place now, I don't feel like I'm irritated by sitting there for 2 hours.
Yeah, well, I am because my fucking ass hurts right now. That's why I kept moving so much. I don't know what's wrong with this chair, man, but this fucking thing
Yo,
make my ass hurt.
is your ass hurting because of this chair?
I need an extra
I'm
pillow
loving
or
this
something.
chair right here.
No, but if we're in the chairs at the other studio,
Fuck.
I need an extra. I might have to bring an ass pillow with me, just when I'm here.
You might have to bring Preparation H, man. Cool your
Maybe,
bum-bum.
man. Maybe I gotta bring one of them little donuts you be sitting on in the toilets. I gotta bring one of those, man. But
But before your last one thing, before I cut you off, check on your homies if they're having a bad time. Like I checked on him last week.
yeah, it was for ulterior motives. He didn't call just to check on me.
And at first it was. So what do you want, man? I was like, I'm just checking on you.
Because I know he always wants something. It's never just, hey, man, what's up? How you doing? It's always got something he wants.
I texted you yesterday. I
Yeah,
love you.
Yoder sent me a video yesterday saying that, there's important people in the world and you're one of them. Hit me right in my heart. Got me good, man. Made me feel good.
But I do see you
Chop,
guys.
don't be sending me shit like that. You send me random videos of, like dogs and shit.
Yeah, I
I
sent
don't know
him
what the fuck is this, man. You can't just once in a while send me a video like, hey, man, you're a good guy.
No, I sent.
No,
random-
he did send me one, actually. Not long ago. He
Yo,
actually
it
did
was
send me
the angry reaction guy.
Yeah, he did send me one, actually. I can't even front. I can't.
That
I'm
was
not going
good.
to sit here and lie on him. He did actually send me a good one not long ago. So, but yeah, man, make sure that's rule number 1. Make sure you're always checking on your homies.
Yes.
And also this brings up a good thing, talk to your buddies, man, I
Yes.
guarantee you there's been times where some of your buddies have, felt, maybe dealt with like sexual harassment or something like that. Maybe, they don't want to talk about it because they're doing just like, hey, man, have you ever touched your pee-pee against your will? I mean, probably don't say it like that because it sounds like a joke, but you know what I mean.
You touch your wiener against you well?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Oh, yeah, dude. Okay. Let's get out of here.
Let's go.
Let's end it right before it hits 2-hour mark. That'd
Yeah.
be hilarious.
That'd be funny. Hey,
It
we
would be
got.
funny.
Fuck.
Too bad we couldn't do it. We couldn't stop it right at 1:59:59.
We
Just to
could.
piss people off.
We could.
Motherfuckers.
These motherfuckers. Next. But yeah, this show right here.
You
y'all-
just have to stall for a minute and 50
Okay.
seconds.
We're just gonna let Drew rant.
Yeah,
about
we
whatever
could
he
just,
wants.
or we could just sit there for a minute and 50-something
Wait,
seconds, and then
We'll just
wait,
let
he's
Chop.
leaving.
We'll just
I don't
let
know where he's
Chop.
going. What do you?
We'll let him rant about whatever he wants.
Look at this shirt right here. Hope it gets, but right here, we make it weird.
The only part you could see in the camera was it weird.
Yeah.
Good job.
It weird. Yeah,
Hey,
it's like
hey.
it weird.
Hey, listen here. I'm not gonna take my shirt off yet. Are you guys gonna hold me
Please
down?
don't ever in this studio.
Yes.
Please don't do it here, please.
That isn't-
No nudity in the podcast studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't do
Thank
this.
you.
But my reaction video.
I gotta have some standards.
Yes, thank you for making.
I gotta
it
have
clear.
something.
Yes.
It's a low bar, but I gotta have. There's got to be a bar.
Thank you
So-
for that rule.
Then
Thank you.
I got Chop got another 30 seconds or a minute going. We're really gonna cut this off at 1 hour and 59 minutes and 59 seconds.
Yep.
I think we bullshitting this, Yoda.
I feel like we're launching the space shuttle or something
Yeah,
over
man.
here.
Oh, wait,
T minus-
before we go.
50 seconds.
Wait.
Hurry up! Come on.
Tesla man. He's a man.
Oh yeah, he brought their astronauts home. Good, I don't care what side you're on. That's awesome.
Oh, he said
Badass.
the NASA's like, oh, it's gonna take us a year. Elon Musk, nah, player, hold my blunt real quick. It's going to take me a day.
They came back in a Cybertruck.
Yeah. I don't care if
Those
he is,
things apparently crash a lot anyway, so there you go. So.
I don't care if he is a real life Lex Luthor.
Hey, he's the best motherfucker Lex Luthor I
He's all right
got.
in my book.
12 seconds.
Yoder,
Yes.
you hyped for Saturday?
You have for
Yes.
Saturday?
Me too.
Get a Loser will be at the Rec Room March 22nd.
Yes.